plaintiff, Denise Bratton, was married to the defendant for 10 years, and they had 2 children. After Denise separated from the defendant, she reconciled with her one true love, and they married 8 days after Denise divorced the defendant. She's suing her ex-husband for a tax bill and a dental bill. Defendant James Nunley says after Denise left him to marry her childhood love, he passed away. And now she's engaged to her deceased husband's good friend. James denies owing Denise for anything.
Start with you.
Okay, Your Honor. The defendant and I were married from 1998 to 2008. We have 2 children together, Chloe and Sam, and things weren't working very well, especially for me. I was doing everything, so I think it was working a lot better for him.
What do you mean?
Well, I worked full-time. I took 95% of the child care I did, and the house.
What was he doing?
Off and on working, and other than that, not much of anything.
Off and on?
Yeah.
Never had a steady job for 10 years?
Not really. He went through probably 4 careers from the time I knew him.
And what do you assess the reason was?
Just was a very, I
laid back
lazy
guy. All right. You're trying to be polite over there,
Yeah.
so okay. So not lazy, laid back.
Exactly.
That's a better way to put
laid
it.
back. Way back.
Go ahead, laid back. All right.
Okay. And
that was a source of conflict?
well, he was laid back and he's very hot-tempered too.
Okay, gotcha.
So anyway, I did file for a legal separation in 2006, but I didn't move forward with a divorce until 2008, when I had heard through friends and family that my one and only true love, that we had been together when we were young, and I heard he was having some health issues, so I did want to talk to him, and we discovered at that time that we didn't want to live the rest of our lives without each other, and we had felt these feelings for each other our entire lives, and he had never married or had kids. And so I told my ex-husband immediately, and I filed for divorce at that time, and our divorce was final March 11th, 2009, and Joel and I were married 8 days later, and he was actually listed for a transplant, and we were hoping that would happen. So in the meantime, I had to move because I couldn't find work where we were living, and I moved to San Diego for a job. Shortly
Your current
after,
husband, did he survive, or?
He passed away at home. They were actually prepping him for the surgery, and they did a CT scan and found he had a fungal infection in his lungs, and they called off
Sorry to hear that.
the surgery. So
You want to give me some background, sir?
First of all, I'm not lazy or laid back, as she says. I was working. I did heating and air conditioning. It's kind of seasonal work. And then also, we used to own a business together.
What type?
It was a store, a clothing store. And
Did you work there?
Yeah, I ran the store. I pretty much ran it, got it going, and then went back to work. At the time when this all went down, I was traveling a lot. She claims that we had this conversation. I still do, to this day, don't remember, but she told me she was going to go see him, her boyfriend, ex-boyfriend, I should say.
Her childhood sweetheart.
Yes, correct. And that she promised me nothing would happen. So she went to go see him. I went back to work. She came to pick me up at the airport when I was coming back from one of my trips and hit me with, she wanted a divorce. So we ended up divorcing. At the time, I don't know how serious he was about trying to get better, because there were times where they would come over to pick up the kids before she moved back down to Southern California, where he was reeking of alcohol. To me, that doesn't sound like somebody who is very serious of getting, well again. So she ended up marrying him, as she said. He ended up passing away. About 2 weeks after that, she went to Oregon, picked up his buddy, and is engaged to him now. So Bottom line, I mean, I don't want to, I know that it must hurt, you know, that she lost him. I don't want to sound heartless, but, you know, I want the truth to be told as well.
Ma'am, you want to respond to that?
You're correct. You have no idea how heartbroken somebody can be over that. But
Oh, I have a good idea.
Hold on. Do you want to respond to him saying that right after that
Absolutely.
you became engaged to his buddy?
Well, I didn't become engaged to his buddy.
Okay.
This is a person who had been a friend of my late husband's, who I had never met at all before my husband's memorial service. And this person was the most kind, you know, without him helping me through that period afterwards. I don't know what I would have done.
And how long afterwards did you start dating him?
It was about a month after my husband passed away. And, you know, if somebody wants to pass judgment about that, you know, to me that's incredibly, they've never been in a situation where they've lost somebody that, you know, he died in my arms. I mean, and I've known him since we were 11 and 12 years old.
No, I don't think they're passing judgment on that.
Well,
I think they're thinking about the 30 days later you were with his buddy. I think that's what the people are probably passing judgment on. All right, let's get to the tax bill and dental bill that you're suing for.
We filed jointly in 2008, and it resulted in a tax liability of $5,138, and I wasn't aware of this tax liability. They had been sending all the notices to Mr. Nunley, and I didn't find out until the end of 2011, and our divorce was final in 2009, in March of 2009. But so at the end of 2011,
you all were married when you filed.
We were married, yes, and. So I believe that he owes half of that liability. I had paid more than my 50% through the IRS holding.
When you say you're 50%, how did you come to the conclusion that you all owe 50% each?
I was thinking in fairness that, you know, I was seeking to pay only 50% of that amount.
Yeah, unfortunately, the law doesn't allow you to determine what's fair. We got to go with the law. You were husband and wife, and husband and wife can't determine who owns what portion of the house or the car or the milk. You both own it. Now, what do you want to tell me about the tax bill?
Well, first of all, I found out the same time she did. I wasn't getting notices as she's claiming.
All right, so the $5,138 question is, did this come before the judge?
No.
All right, so it's not, it did?
I brought it up. I brought the issue. Well, I didn't know about the liability, but I brought the tax issue before the judge, and the judge said that that year we were supposed to each take one dependent for our taxes, and we were splitting it 50-50.
Okay, you have the divorce decree?
I have so many decrees since I've got so many orders.
No, the divorce decree, you all only divorced once, right?
Right.
Oh, right, yeah.
That's all I need is where the judge said, you are divorced, and this is who pays for what?
I don't have that, no. I
There's
don't
nothing.
have that.
You don't either?
No, there is nothing that exists like that. That's
No,
why
it does. Either that or you're not divorced.
Well, no, we're divorced.
It exists or you're not divorced.
No,
I
we're
got
divorced,
news for
but
you.
as far as the taxes go and saying that we're to split 50-50,
it wasn't
nothing.
a part of the divorce decree.
Exactly.
Because you all did not know. In this case, you all have to go back before the divorce court and have the judge amend the divorce decree. You say, oh, judge, we discovered there's a new liability. So we want to come back before you and amend this order. And judge, you tell me or us who should pay this.
Okay.
Now, with regard to the dental bill.
We do have an order for that, and he is responsible to pay 50% of any uninsured out-of-pocket medical and dental
expenses. Is that true? You agree that there's an order that exists regarding that?
That is correct, but we are also ordered to discuss any decisions that were to be made before they were actually done. We never really discussed like who he was going to see, nor did she ever shop around to see if she could get other quotes from other orthodontists to see if she could get them at a better price.
How much was the amount?
$3,400.
Okay. Was there a requirement that it be discussed prior to you engaging any debt?
You know, I'm not even sure if there was a requirement, but I did, absolutely. And I passed I have emails.
After the fact.
No, it's before his braces were on.
Okay, you have one?
Sure.
And what are you saying, sir? This is an unreasonable amount?
Well, not only that, but when we were in court one of the times for child support, one of the ladies for the Department of Child Support was telling us about a program that LA County has where that you could get braces for your kids at a discounted rate. Denise was going to look into it for our kids.
She didn't have to. She wasn't required to. She said it was a proposal, and the attached document is a plan.
Well, I never agreed to it, though.
You showed me something
well, we have
where
joint
you refused.
We have joint legal custody.
No, that's not what we're talking about. All it was required, as she says, is that, and you both agree, is that you discuss it.
And come to an agreement.
No, you didn't, sir. You denied even discussing it. You denied discussing it. And here it is where she informed you beforehand. So I'm going to grant her $1,700 regarding that. Good luck to you. $1,700 for the plaintiff.
Well, I'm just hoping we can eventually come to a place where we're co-parenting in a mature way, and that the other person is cognizant and sensitive to the other's financial, situations.
Well, I agree. I hope we can come to some sort of arrangement to where we are able to co-parent together as far as being sensitive to financial agreements. When I can't even survive for child support, I wouldn't call that being sensitive, so.